In this video, I want to show you how to draw the tangency lines that go from this corner tangent to this ellipse over here, and then if we move across 2.5 from the end point of where that line would be, we would come in with another tangency line over here. Now, AutoCAD in later editions or releases has had a little trouble finding those tangencies. So I'm going to walk you through it. I would start by drawing a line, and I would snap to this corner here, and I have ortho on, and I'm going to move to the right, and I'm going to type 2.5 and press enter, and then press escape. So that line right there represents the width of the entire part. So my tangency lines to this ellipse here are going to come from the end point of this line on this side and the end point of this line on the opposite side. And by the way, I located this ellipse by drawing that line 2.5 and drawing a line from the midpoint of that line and moving in this direction, and I'm going to have to press F5 to go off in this direction and type 2.25 and press enter. And so drawing a line from the center out 2.25, that would give me the center for this ellipse. So then I drew an ellipse. Let me just erase this guy out. I drew an ellipse, iso circle, and I snap to the end point of that line, and I have to press F5 and get my orientation to iso top and type 0.75 for the radius and press enter. All right, so when I try to draw a line from this end point here, tangent to this circle or this ellipse, it will not find a tangency. You know, it should, but for whatever reason, it has trouble doing that. So when I realized it was not going to do that, I went to the line command and I went to the opposite end and I picked, and I do have tangency turned on as one of my object snaps. And on this side, you can see I'm getting the tangency symbol, so I'm going to pick right there. So I drew from this corner tangent, and a little bit of that's going to show. I'll wind up trimming this out here in just a second. But just to pick on my object snap tools here, the ones that I have turned on are shown here, and I do have tangent turned on. All right, so now I know that my tangency is not working when I try to draw from this point right here onto there, but because I know where the tangent hits on the back side, I can project that straight across at a 30-degree angle and find where it would hit on the front side. So I'm going to draw a line, and this will just be a construction line, and I'm going to go to the end point of this line right here. Now it's going to find intersections and all sorts of things, which is fine. And I have ortho on, and I'm going to come straight across like this and pick. I'm going to come just beyond the edge of that ellipse and pick. Because really all I need is for this line to cross the edge of the ellipse. Because now I can draw a line from this corner to the intersection right there, since I projected the tangency across at 30 degrees. And then I can delete this out. That, like I said, that was just a construction line. So the next thing that I would probably do is to copy these lines and this ellipse straight up 1 inch. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'll just do the copy command. I'm going to come across all those from right to left and then press enter. Okay, enter. There we go. And because I want to copy those straight up, I'm going to have to press F5 and change the orientation of my cursor. So here's going to be my base point would be at that corner, and I'm going to copy them up to that corner right there and press escape. All right, like I said, a lot of this stuff is going to wind up being erased or trimmed out like that. This line here is just going to be erased. You won't need this line anymore, and we'll be trimming some of this stuff in here. We'll be trimming this. All right, so what I need now is a line that's tangent from the outside edge of this ellipse down to here. And for whatever reason, AutoCAD, at least my AutoCAD's having trouble finding a tangency out there. So I do know, though, that I want to project from the farthest point out to the left to the farthest point out to the left out here. That would be where my tangency point is. So what I'm going to do is turn off my isometric drafting tool, this iso draft. I'm going to turn that off for just a second by picking on it. I hope I'm going to turn it off. There we go. And so you can see that my cursor is just a normal X and Y cursor. And I'm going to draw a line from the center of this ellipse, and I'm just going to, I have ortho on, I'm just going to come straight over here to the left and pick. So where this line crosses that ellipse would be the point farthest out on the left-hand side. So now I'm going to try my line command from this intersection right here, and I'm going to go up here, and I would like to find a tangency right there. Now you would think it would find that, but for whatever reason it's not. So I'm just going to go straight up and go beyond that, pick. And then I'm going to copy this line that I have right here and press enter. And I'm going to just pick out here in space, and I'm going to move it straight up, and I'm going to type 1. And so where this line crosses that line, I should be able to trim, and that should all be good there. So I'm going to go into my trim command. I'm going to trim this, trim here, and trim here. All right, now I know that's going to go away. And of course this stuff in here is going to be gone. I will leave this corner in right here. Let's see, this is all going to be trimmed away, and this is going to be trimmed away. And this guy, and this guy. And at that point, I have it finished. And so now I'm ready to construct the boss, which is that cylinder that sits up right in here. And of course the diameter for that cylinder is 1.25, and it's at the same center as this ellipse right here. So, excuse me, I'm going to press escape, and now I'm going to go back to my ISO draft right here. I'll press F5 until I get to the ISO top, and I'm going to go to ellipse, ISO circle, and I want to find the center of that. And sometimes what you have to do is go to the edge of the ellipse and then come over here and pick. And I can actually pick on D for diameter, pick on diameter down here and type 1.25 and press enter. And then all I need to do is copy this straight up 0.25, and I would have the top of the boss. And then I need to add the tangencies on the edges. And if I have trouble with those tangencies, I'll do what I did on these. I'll draw a line from the center of this straight out, and then draw from that intersection up to the comparable intersection at the top of the next ellipse. So I'm going to end this video right here.